Hello, my name is Leah. Welcome to the fourth episode of Coffee Chat and Book Review, and the second episode where I have interviewed the author of the book. This is a series on my channel, on this channel, that it takes a little time for me to do because I have to read the book and then set up the interviews. And among all the other things that I'm doing, it takes a little bit of time. I am a vociferous reader, but I also am reading like maybe 4 books at a time, and on various different subjects related to, business, self-help, and spiritual growth and such like that. So then on top of it, I want to read books like this, and I want to keep it to newer authors or people that are launching their business or launching it in a different way or sharing something that happened to them that can help others kind of find healing through their sharing of the story, as we discovered last time with Amy. So I apologize that it takes several months for updated episodes of this particular series, but that's just how it has to be in order to make sure that I give the focus necessary for each of these creators' work. Last time I interviewed, the third episode, I interviewed the writer because I felt it was necessary based on the subject matter. So this time around for this book, I did the same thing. And I want to do that, if I can, moving forward with whatever books I read next. And I probably can go back and interview KJ. I meant Earthshine, book of poetry, as well as my friend Ruth Wire, who I read her book. It was the first book I read. And so I could redo those as well and then have their interviews up. The idea is it really aligns with the brand of CafeGirl Thriving Artist, LLC, in that we're talking about this idea that we're helping people that are creating in the world to find and love their thrive. And by helping these newer authors or authors that have been writing for so long and have finally gotten published and put it out into the world, that is a huge accomplishment and deserves to be rewarded and lifted up. So it goes along with that brand and that focus. And so if you have someone or if you're an author or have written something, please comment below, let me know, and we can chit chat about that and see if you want me to read your book and interview you. You can also email cafegirlproductions@gmail.com and send me information about your book, and I can take a look at it. Know that it will take some time for me to turn around and get it done and then interview you in order to make sure that the author or you really get your story and get it to the best of your ability. So today's book is called The Actors Toolkit: 5 Tools to Land Your Dream Acting Role. And it's by Kelsey Jimenez. And she is a professional actor. She lives in California now. She's acted for years and she's also taught for years. And she recently wanted to kind of rebrand herself and launch more professionally into the acting coaching world. She studied theater and acting in college, undergrad, as well as graduate school. And she studied, in her book, she talks about all the variety. She studied all the different types of styles of acting and incorporated all of it inside of her. And so then that is where this book came from. And that is where the different, the lessons that she teaches or showcases in her book. And then as well as after you read the book, you are invited to reach out and have coaching with her, and she talks about that in the interview. And all of the information, the links that she shares will be in the section below, the description below, so be sure to check those out if you're interested, as well as check out her book. What I really liked about this book is, first of all, it's very short. It takes about a half an hour to read it the first time through. And the first section I found so valuable, and it was called Who Am I? And as an actor, you're given a character, and the question is, who am I? Who am I portraying? And you want to discover that character and get to really know them. But the way she takes it, and as well as I take it, is the most important thing in a creative person's life is to first know yourself and who am I, and to discover that. So then once you start to have that solid foundation in yourself, you can then have more dynamic inquest into finding your character and discovering that, and bringing yourself and that character together and finding that those similarities and those differences within your character. And then once you've done that self-work, you can go on and start working on the other chapters, which she talks about the beats, objectives, and a variety of different things of portraying that character and getting you ready for those auditions, for the plays, for whatever you're going for as an actor. As far as me personally, I am hoping to launch the coaching and workshop aspect and service of CafeGirl Thriving Artist. So it was great to read this book and then have an interview with Kelsey to talk about her book and get some sort of feedback, and to have a colleague that is doing something similar to what I plan to do. My plan is not to really just focus on the acting aspect or actors as Kelsey is doing. It is also to be more focused on artists in general and artists of every variety, and using all facets of art to help you discover yourself and to heal whatever wounds you need to heal. So that was great. So I would highly recommend this book, and all the links and description will be in right below. So check those out. And without further ado, I welcome Kelsey Jimenez. Thank you. So welcome to Coffee Chat and Book Review. Introduce yourself and tell us about your background and what led to the creation of the book, and what you hope to achieve through it.
Okay. Well, Leah, I just want to thank you so much for inviting me here. What an honor it is. Any opportunity that I can share who I am, my book, I just feel so privileged. So thank you, Leah, for inviting me here. So I'm Kelsey Jimenez. I'm the founder and CEO of Reflect the Dream School of Acting, which is a 90-day online program where I train and equip aspiring actors to, first and foremost, Leah, I train them to believe in their full potential, believe that all those dreams, all those desires and plans in their heart, that it really is possible. It really can come true because it's really who you are. So to step into that, and I equip them with the tools and the techniques and the business of acting, everything from branding to marketing to social media presence to audition techniques. And I teach it all. I like to believe that Reflect the Dream School of Acting is really a one-stop shop. It's, solving a problem that I really had, going through undergrad and graduate school. I still felt like I didn't know enough about self-tape and branding and business. My mindset, nobody talked about my mindset. Do you believe in yourself? Do you have fears of failure? Do you doubt that you can do this? Nobody was talking about that. And so I felt like after I graduated, there was these 10 years, I was kind of lost in the wilderness per se, just not knowing where to go, not knowing what path, not knowing what was wrong with my headshot, my resume, why wasn't I getting auditions? But it was really, I wasn't truly believing in myself, at all these tools and techniques, but I didn't really believe I could do this. I was so full of doubt and fear that honestly, it really paralyzed me to move forward. And so this school has been a dream in my heart since I was young, so young. I remember playing Barbies, and I had the teacher set, and it was a drama school, so it's always been a dream of mine to own my very own school. But of course, fear just told me I couldn't do it. Who do you think you are, Kelsey? You're not smart enough. You don't have enough money, all these things, right? And that's where I stayed. But I woke up and I realized that these dreams were mine to pursue. And I did the scariest thing ever. I said yes, not even knowing what I was saying yes to, because sometimes you say yes to something and it seemed so much bigger than me at the time. And it was. But, here I am now. My business launched last year. I've fulfilled other dreams. I'm originally from St. Louis, Missouri, and a dream of mine was always to live in California. And I did it. I moved here, guys, and I'm here to tell you that dreams really can come true. And so a part of my my school, I had a business coach. I got a business coach to help me out because I didn't know what to do. And so that was another thing I said yes to, and it was all very scary. I had to write a book, a 5-chapter book titled The Actors Toolkit, 5 tools to land your dream role. And let me tell you guys, I was so scared to write this book. I procrastinated and procrastinated. I mean, I've been teaching these tools for over 10 years, but I never wrote them out, like I'm not a writer. But again, I would tell myself, I'm not a business owner. I'm not this, I'm not that. Well, yes, I am. Okay. I can be all those things. I am a writer. I am a businesswoman. I am a master of acting. So yeah, that's who I am.
So I like that what you said there. One of the brand for my business is the Thriving Artist. So it's CafeGirl Thriving Artist LLC. And we like to say, love your thrive. We want to help others to love their thrive. And the other quote that I often
I like
on my blog is, what you visualize becomes your reality. So I've always believed that. And it doesn't mean that it's just like you're going to think it comes true. It's just that visualization helps you to take those steps one after another. And then the other one is just saying it, like, I am a writer, I am an actor. So I really like that, we're on the same page in that way. So what is the name of your book and your program? Let's make sure that's really clear.
Yes. And I just want to piggyback what you said about Leah, the visualization, because I so believe that. In this world, we want to say, I'll believe it when I see it. But how about when I see it, I believe it? That's been helpful for me. Visualization, like visualizing what I want my school to look like. Like when you can really visualize and close your eyes and allow yourself to dream and you see it, you really see it. That has helped me really believe it. Having the vision, because the longest time I was just too afraid to even dream. Have the vision. And so how can I believe it if I can't even see it? So I totally agree with what you're saying.
So how did you overcome that doubt? What did you do to help you work through that besides just believing? Was there a lot of fears, and that must have been a process in itself to work through? So what was that like?
Well, if you want me to be just totally transparent and honest, because I feel like what other way is there to be? So for me, Leah, in 2020, that's when I launched the business, and it was January. So it was before all the craziness. And I'd already been teaching online. So it was kind of perfect. Really what happened for me, Leah, is I met Jesus.
Okay.
And, I want to say it words like I realized that he does love me, and he believes in me. And for the many years of my life, I really thought they were just up there and I'm down here. And, what do they want with me? I'm over here living my life. They're up there. I got to figure this all out myself. How can they help me? Probably other things too. I'm too bad. I'm too this. I don't go to church enough, all of it. But I met him for myself, Leah. Like, I met him.
Yeah.
I may sound crazy to people, but I had this incredible encounter with Jesus in heaven, and I met him, and he showed all of my dreams, everything that these were dreams, Leah, like owning my own school. I didn't really tell a lot of people because I didn't want, they would ask questions and Kelsey, are you sure you can do that? That sounds really hard, and all these things. And I just kept it to myself. It was really a secret. But meeting Jesus for myself, he showed me. It was like he saw it. And he told me he believed in me and it could come true. He told me who I was. And it was always what I would lay in bed and dream about, but I was just too afraid.
So you had a friend, and you now have a friend that supports you and walks with you, and you're not alone. Definitely. I think definitely the spiritual component is definitely important when it comes to walking the path, whatever that is. Thank you for sharing that and being transparent. I really appreciate
Well,
that.
and I love what you're saying, because that's what it is. I'm not alone. And I think when I graduated, I was kind of just in limbo for 13 years teaching for other people. I really did feel like I was alone in this dream. I was the only one that dreamed like this, the only one that believed. I didn't even believe, but then I meet this man who says that I can do it. He believes in me. And it was like, that's all I needed. And my programs, the name of my ebook is the Actors Toolkit. And maybe, Leah, we could add like a link.
Oh yes, of course. Video.
So
it will be
down. Okay, perfect. Everyone can download.
All will be there. All the links will be there. And
okay, yay!
Like a bio about you.
Yeah, I want to give it to everybody.
Yeah.
So it's the Actors Toolkit. It's a really easy read. It's like 26 pages, it's 5 chapters. And really what I do is I just share my 5 favorite tools. These are my 5 favorite tools. So this is a quick introduction, and then you go right into my favorite tool of who am I. And I love Leah was sharing with me before we went live that was her favorite chapter, and it is my favorite too. As I was, walking along Jesus on this path, I mean, he really revealed to me this who am I is so much bigger than what I thought. It's like, who am I? Kelsey, how do I see myself? Because that is so important. How am I showing up to these auditions? I can't show up as, this part-time acting coach, I don't think I can do this, or this actress who I don't think I can do this. I have nothing on my resume. I really need this job. I'm so desperate. Like we got to show up as like, hey, I'm Kelsey Jimenez. I'm an amazing, successful, sought-after actress, and I am working on television and film projects that I love. I'm showing up like that. But then I also talk about how the tool works in tandem then with building our characters. Once we know who we are, then we can apply that, and we got to know who our character is. I ask a lot of questions in there, and it gets you really thinking. Some of those questions I was asked, and it was like, oh my gosh, I don't even know. You really realize you don't know a lot about yourself. It's what possibly how the world has defined you, or your parents, or your friends, or expectations that you have somehow made. So I go over that tool. I go over the next tool of objective, and then I talk about obstacles, and then beats and tactics. So it just really breaks it down. It's really user friendly. I explain it like I'm talking just now, so it's not complicated. And they're really powerful. And if you apply these tools to your next monologue or commercial or audition, I guarantee you it will just transform your material, and it will help you land that dream role, whatever it is. Actors, if you want the audition or the confidence to audition, if you're seeking representation, go ahead, Leah.
I was just going to say, earlier you mentioned you started in 2020, and then you found your spiritual path, you connected with Jesus. I really think that for me personally, these last few years have been a very growing time, and a time when I was able to discover the brand, discover my passion, my what I wanted to do with my business and my life as an artist. And so I think that that's the benefit that has come out of all this tumult that we found ourselves in. And I definitely think that that's something that we can acknowledge, or that you should acknowledge as well. So another question I have is, you said you went to school for theater or for acting, and that in the book you talk about that you studied various different acting methods. And I've done as well. I've read different, from Stanislavski to Audition by Michael Shurtleff. I mean, all those things. And for me personally, I draw from certain different methods and make it my own when as an actor, and as far as also a teacher, a coach. What are the ones that, from what you studied, that you've incorporated into your own style, your own artistic expression and development, and in coaching?
That's a great question. So, man, this is so good. I was taught it all too. Stanislavski, Chekhov, Meisner, Uta Hagen, practical aesthetics. Oh my gosh, it all. I really believe there is no one way. And Stanislavski, he even said that himself. He recognized that the classical acting technique was really going out of style. As he was watching his actors on film, he was like, whoa, we can't act like the same for film and stage. And so he really recognized, I remember my teacher telling me that, I think my second year of college, I was really trained under Stanislavski my first 2 years of college. Very rigorous, you know, take 2 steps left and only 2 steps. Like, it was super, but I'm very thankful for that. It taught me some great discipline, you know. But I remember our teacher teaches about Stanislavski, and Stanislavski was always a huge advocate for us as actors to find our own technique. Don't just take what I'm learning. And that really stuck with me. But so a lot of my training, it does, there is some Stanislavski in there, you know, beats and tactics. You know, he calls them units. I teach imaginary ifs. The sense memory. I like a lot of what he talks about, you know, and just for me, Stanislavski, it's just another way to allow us to connect to our character. Really, I think that's why all these techniques, it's just another way to do it. And so I teach Stanislavski and his methods. I really teach what has worked with me, Leah. Like, some of the things he teaches is like, you don't need to do like this crazy script analysis I had to do. I'm like, okay, well, we don't need to do that, actors. Okay, you will, as you work the scene over and over again, you will make new discoveries. You will find new things. You don't need to spend hours and do a 26 and that. No, just get in the script. Okay. So I really kind of pick and choose what has worked for me, essentially, and I'll tell it to my students. I tell you, I'm going to teach you everything I know. Okay. But the goal is that you develop your own form of preparation. You pick and choose the tools that really work for you. And if there's a moment where you get stuck, well, then it's like you have this, I kind of imagine that we have this toolkit around our belt. Okay. And I've got all these tools. I've got so many tools, and I might play a couple, but there might be a moment where I need to use the tool of substitution that Stanislavski teaches. And I might need to play around with my as if tool that he teaches just to get me there. So a lot of my foundational work or teaching is based on Stanislavski, but then here comes some Meisner. You know, I like Meisner. I love how he, some of the stuff too, I don't really use. You know, there's some fun exercises that the repetition, like, okay, I like the door exercise. But my favorite thing about Meisner is how he really believes to have a strong preparation. You have to show up to the scene knowing everything and anything, like have such a strong preparation to get you to the scene. And then from there, let the scene kind of take you, you know, kind of be in the moment and listening and reacting. He's really big on that. So I love that. I don't know about the repetition because I just 2 years of it. There's some Uta Hagen. I like her. I love Uta Hagen. There's a little bit of practical aesthetics. I've been researching more techniques here lately, and I can see how I'm influenced by here and there. But it's like a blend too, Leah. Like, it's what I love and what's helped.
It becomes the Kelsey Jimenez.
In a way, yeah, it's like that thing that I hung on to when I was 18 years old. Find your own technique, and I really feel like I have. And I want all my students to. So I'm going to teach you everything I know, and then you kind of just morph it and add and change it. And there's no rules. Do whatever you want with it. Right,
and you become in order to. Well, it's going back to the who am I? You can study as much as possible. That's the benefit of being an artist is having that hunger for knowledge and feeling and letting that fuel your creativity and your path.
Yes.
But then turn it around and allow that creativity to help you find yourself and find what works for you.
Oh my gosh. Cool. Yes. That is so good. Yes. Whew.
So I'm trying to think. We've touched on a lot of these questions.
I know we really have.
Yeah, and that's really great. So tell me, how may people find you, your book, your workshop? We'll make sure the links and everything that you want are in the description below.
Yeah, thank you, Leah. So, you know, actors, we have to have that social media presence, and I was totally anti this. Okay, I was like, I don't want to be on Facebook and TikTok and that, but you know what? That's just where we are headed, and that's what we have to do. And I have really learned, actors, that this is the Kelsey show, my Facebook, my Instagram page, this is where I get to be the boss. That's really helped me with my social media presence. I am in charge. I get to share the content, the colors. I'm in charge. This is my page. That really has helped me, because before felt like I was forced to do this, but no, I'm in charge. So you can find me on Facebook. I have my business page, Reflect the Dream School of Acting. And on that page, you can join my private Facebook group. It's called My Dream of Acting. And I have a lot of fun stuff on there. Every Tuesday, you guys, I go live and I do a Teacher Tuesday, and I'll teach a variety of topics. I just went over a monologue and I worked these 5 tools. I wanted you guys to see how I use it. It was like a cold read. I just randomly found it. And I just wanted to show you how easy it is to jump into a monologue and work these tools. I've taught a bunch of other stuff. So every Tuesday at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, I go live in that private Facebook group. I'm also posting inspirational stuff. Part of my school, I have Masterclasses every Wednesday with a variety of expert coaches and actors. I have one next week with a casting director. And so every once in a while, I will invite you to these Masterclasses for free. And I just had one yesterday with an LA actress called Nicole Deli. And she taught a class on slates, scams, and secrets. It was such a good class. It was so good. And it's super sassy, like how I say it sassy because she's like so sassy. I love it. And I invited all the members of the private Facebook group to a free masterclass. It was awesome. And then every other Friday, I will offer free coaching. So that is a great way to get involved and just see what I'm all about, see what Reflect the Dream is about. You can find me on Instagram, Reflect the Dream. I'm also on TikTok. I just don't have a lot on there, so just don't judge. I'm still trying to figure that out. Okay. I feel like just when I figured out Instagram, y'all have TikTok now. And I'm like, oh man, now TikTok. I can do the pictures, and I gotta do videos. Okay, so but I'm on there. And then lastly, she's gonna put the link to download the ebook, and it takes you to my website. It's 5actingtools.com. And then from there, you guys, if you really want to meet me and to learn more about my school, my 90-day program, I'm offering a free one-on-one. I'm calling them dream discovery calls. And they're kind of set up like this, Leah, like on a Zoom. And so a lot of people get kind of nervous. They think it's going to be like a big audition. Like, no, it's literally just you and me. And this is where I want to know about your dreams, actors. But I also want to know, like, what's not working? What hasn't been working? I know it's like, I almost see like you're here now and this is where you want to be. So how do we close that gap? How can Reflect the Dream help you? Can I help you? Because I know, Leah, like, I'm not called to help everybody. When I first started teaching, you want to learn acting? Yes, I will take you. I don't care who you are. I was just so excited to be teaching. But I know I'm not called to help everybody. Okay. I want to make sure that I feel 100% confident that Reflect the Dream can help you solve the problem. And so this is these free dream discovery calls. It's an opportunity for you to meet me, to learn more about my program. What are my classes? How is it all set up? It has private lessons and online courses and weekly coaching calls. There's so much. You can ask questions. I'm definitely going to ask questions of you. And if it's a good fit, that we could work together. And, if you and I work well together and you're a like-minded dreamer, I also think about the other students in my school, and we're all dreamers, meaning every single person in my school have had this dream in their heart since they were so young, Leah. But life, life is life. They fear, doubt, lack of support, belief, life has just taken them other directions, but they still have that dream. It's still there, and that was me, even after so many years of just working for other people. You think maybe the dream would go away, or you put a Band-Aid on it, but it would never go away, Leah. I would still lay in bed and see myself teaching. And I knew it wasn't going to go away. I knew it. I tried. And and so my school's for you guys, for the dreamers who know that this is what you're supposed to do. You lay in bed and you dream about walking the red carpet, working on television, and you know that this is what you want to do. Maybe you just don't know how to do it. You know, there's so many different paths to go down, and you just are unsure of where to go first and how to get there and how to build a resume and how to self-tape. And so if you want to schedule a free call with me, you can do that as well. I would invite you to do that.
Nice. Well, thank you for joining me today, and we will talk again soon. Thank you.